Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream here at UK Games Expo 2018 here on Tabletop. On Tabletop? Okay, that sounded a little weird. Apologies. I have been joined by Chris and, James from Modiphius to talk a little bit about Fallout 4, the game that they are making. Guys, I'm going to admit it right now, I am a huge fan of this franchise, so seeing it come to the tabletop has me really excited.
Like a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, like me and half the planet, I think, at the very least. Good morning to everybody who's watching us on the live stream. Quick reminder for everybody, just before we kick into this interview, we do have a lot going on this weekend. We have a live blog and a live stream running. But our friends at Geek and Sundry, who provided us with this beautiful table, are running a raffle this weekend. So if you actually want to take part in that, you can jump across to their website, pick up your raffle ticket, and you have to answer a very quick question, which is, who at UK Games Expo has a Geek and Sun branded gaming table? Is it A, Beasts of War, B, the Beastie Boys, or C, Beauty and the Beast? Now we'll get into the interview. So guys, what have you brought along today?
So we've got a whole selection of Fallout, Wasteland, Warfare, some painted resin miniatures, some of the PVC miniatures from the starter set and dice, and we can tell you a lot about how the game's going to play as well.
Okay, well, start picking some stuff out, because I'm seeing beautifully painted stuff, I'm seeing greens.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's just a good example of the PVC Super Mutant
so this
Aviator head, as he's called, because he wears a little aviator.
Is this your final production quality?
It is, yeah,
oh,
it is, yeah.
Have a look at this, everybody. This is your unpainted version. The detail is really crisp, and I love the fact that you went for this nice bright acid green, because it lets you see those details really quickly. Beautiful work. I am tempted by the Super Mutants, but I'm more a man for the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, it's very
and then
popular.
We have the beautifully painted version here as well.
Yeah, because of course you can actually get both versions of the set. So if you just want to get playing straight out of the box, you've got the PVC set, which is obviously cheaper. Or if you're a hardcore collector, you want really beautiful resin miniature version.
I see. They are absolutely gorgeous. And how did you guys decide how to break down your factions for the game?
Well, I mean, right when we started, which was a good year and a half ago, we started sculpting, and a lot of it was because we're all massive Fallout fans. We just started going, let's just sculpt all. so we just, and because we knew we were going to use it all, we knew we needed Super Mutants, we knew Brotherhood was going to, we did a big survey with the fans at the beginning, which we tend to do with a lot of our projects. Go, look, what are you most looking for? Which are your favourite factions? And so we knew Brotherhood was going to be massive. We knew that the Survivors were going to be really cool, because that's who you kind of play in the game, all the different characters. And the Super Mutants were an obvious one as well. And then beyond that, we know the Institute is really popular. The Raiders, of course, and the Enclave. They're the next three big factions coming in the next wave of releases.
I'm very curious for the Enclave, because I did love the Tesla armor they had in Fallout 3. It was one of those really cool ones that you had to lay your hands on while playing through the game.
Yeah, just to try it. Yeah.
Okay, now, so that was your PVC, and was this guy a resin?
Yes.
Right. We actually have some power armor here as well, and I really want to show it off, just because it's gorgeous. Look at this. Getting that weight and the proportions on the armor correct is such a challenge. I have seen some people try and redo it for like cosplays and stuff, and the proportions are just completely out of the way. But this is just absolutely flawless. Did you guys actually get to work with Bethesda with the 3D files, or did you actually have to rebuild them yourself?
They do. I mean, actually, they do have a lot of 3D files, but they're not very useful for making actual printed models, because
I see.
I mean, some of them, because they're all big gamers as well. They've done exceptionally detailed ZBrush files, which is the software you use to sculpt it, but they're way too detailed for a 3D model, and so we end up having to simplify things down. Where you've only got the 3D game model, really, it's just a guide to start, because it's not actually. Don't have all the detail of the art. It's actually an image as opposed to actual 3D shapes that make up the bits of armor. So as much as you think, it's got to be really easy, you've got to start from scratch. But it's obviously fantastic as a guideline for sculptors, and we're up to about 250 sculpts now.
I'm impressed.
In the line. We've been working ahead the whole of Wave 2 done, including the Enclave stuff. So we're going to gradually be revealing that, and but the amazing thing is, I mean, they really loved it from the beginning, and Bethesda have been fantastic to work with, and like so they've got a whole team of wargamers and board gamers there. So we went over and showed them, and we got their feedback, and bizarrely there's been about 3 or 4 pieces of feedback out of 250 miniatures.
Right.
Things like, oh, can you have a bit more space around the neck on a robot, and that's it.
But it's such a well-established IP with such iconic characters and iconic styles that it must just be an absolute joy to get in and actually have a play with the stuff, to actually, say you have a super mutant, you want to redesign it slightly and just add a fresh pose to it. Just it makes character to the miniature, which I love.
Well, because the game, I mean, I think a lot of the characters, are generated as well, and it's so when we go, oh, can we have a character with this? It's. I mean, they've not said no to anything yet. But we're all very aware of the we've all played the various iterations of Fallout, so it's quite easy to dig back into cool stuff and go, but we've also created new versions of. There's a new turret, for example. So there's an actual man or person-controlled turret, minigun, that's coming in the next wave. And we're like, oh, it'd be great to have a turret you've actually got to set up yourself.
I will assume we did just get a teaser for a new Fallout video game. Are you guys looking at Bethesda going, guys, could we maybe get in on this?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what that's going to be? It's the amazing thing is everyone's talking about Fallout again. Yeah. So whatever it is, it's fantastic help for us who are churning out Fallout, and it's about to come out. So.
It's one of those things I love about our industry is because we are all fans of games and every last one of us is a gamer, I know that you guys are putting your heart and soul into this and you're doing it because you love it, and that just makes me so happy. So here's a question for you. Let's say I am out and about in the halls out there. Can I pick any of this up today at the show? No.
Well, if you come and play a demo game, you can get a Nuka-Cola cap.
So, these are nice.
Yeah, we've actually, because James here we go.
Don't spend it all at once.
Yeah.
No, I actually did see a thing. Someone actually sent a boatload of bottle caps to Bethesda, and I think they actually got themselves a free,
that's right.
free game because of it.
Yeah. So we wanted to create the first official caps because nothing out there has been proper. We went to a big British bottling plant and said we want to make some bottle caps. And you know what? They're massive Fallout fans.
Yes!
So they kind of wet themselves when they were like, what? We get to make Fallout bottle caps. So there's 800,000 now in our warehouse.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, I think we've created a new worldwide currency.
No more Bitcoin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, whenever the bombs fall, you know exactly where to head.
Yeah.
Their warehouse.
So yeah, they've been really popular because you can just buy them as a fan of Fallout. You don't need, but it does come with a bottle cap mine card, doesn't it? Which is very lethal.
Which, just like in the game, very lethal, more lethal than the other mines.
Yes,
so
of course.
Yeah, and you can put there's a sheet of stickers, so you can turn them into game counters as well.
Nice.
But so James is running demos here. Which is showing off actually for the first time a bit more the narrative side, isn't it?
Previously when people have seen demos, all they've seen is the combat.
Yes.
But Fallout's a lot more than just combat. In fact, combat's a really important tool, but it is just one of the tools to get the job done.
Yeah,
so
I did have a chat with John last year at Essen, and he was telling me you guys were working on like narrative game modes that could feed one into the other. Is that still the case? Yeah,
in fact, the sort of default way of playing it is the narrative mode. And actually playing with just combat is what we call battle mode, so that's more for tournaments and play in that. So the narrative mode is really important because Fallout, it's all about the story.
Yes.
It's not just about killing the other side, it's hacking computers, lock picking, searching, all of that is in there. In fact, being a fan, you kind of look at it and think, well, how can we get all of this in? They can't get all of it, but I'd say most of it is in there.
Well, it must be a real challenge to actually convert something from digital to tabletop whenever you're trying to get all those different game mechanics in and actually trying to figure out new ways to bring it to the tabletop and actually make it not so that it slows your game or anything down.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious. This is the thing. Whenever I'm at this show, I see games. I love the look of the miniatures. I want to get time to play them. Unfortunately, I have to work.
I mean, the great thing with this is, I mean, we played a couple of games back to back, and it was about an hour.
Really?
So just because you can start with like 3 or 4 figures,
right?
And also the good thing is you can play AI. I can just crack out a game myself.
Wait, this has a 1-player mode.
Yeah. So the base set, every set you get comes with extra AI cards. So if I want to play Brotherhood and I fancy having loads of super mutants against me, I can just gradually collect the super mutants. The more I get, the more my AI game expands. We can play. You and me could team up co-op. And just pull. I've got a load of Institute, I've got a load of super mutants, we'll have them as the AI enemies. We can just play a growing campaign together.
I like this.
And that's, I mean, kind of what we want to do is there's loads of companies that are really good at tournament play, and we've got a good battle mode that's in testing that the fans are really helping us with at the moment. But we want to be the best at doing story-based war games.
It's one of those shifts that I've been seeing within the industry recently. Is a lot of people are doing more and more legacy style games. So with elements where it actually matters what happens game to game to my miniature, and it builds up the story of my warband. And it's one thing I've noticed: the best way to make someone invest in a game is to make them have an ownership of it. And I think having a narrative mode with those elements is really going to do that well.
Do you want to talk a bit briefly about how that works?
Yeah, well, we've got a few levels of that. So we do have in the game when it comes, there are some individual scenarios, but there also is a set of 5 linked scenarios. In fact, there's 5 linked scenarios for the tutorials, which are actually proper missions, not just roll a dice and that's it.
Yeah.
But it layers up the rules. But there is a set of full linked scenarios. That's one way. But then also if you want to play with what we call settlement mode, lots of modes, you can mix and match. So settlement mode is the bit in between the battles where you actually have a sheet that you record what your settlement has in it. So what you earn from a battle, whether it are the caps or the gear that you get, you then can buy buildings which allow you in between the battles to draw cards and keep a certain number of cards, take some into the battle. So you're kind of restricted in what you have available, and how you build your settlement is what you might have and kind of the choices that you have.
Yeah.
But when you go into a battle itself, you have the caps limit, just like the other player does. So I can be playing in settlement mode, and you might not. You can just come along and play against me for one, whilst I'm keeping track. Because there's no permadeath for your characters, because otherwise, we kind of avoided that, because if you have permadeath for your figures, if you and I are playing over and over, I lose a couple in one battle, the next time we play, I'm much weaker, and it just suddenly tilts off one edge. So that way it's balanced, but also you can mix and match as you like. So you don't even need to play settlement mode. You might go, well, I'm going to leave that for a bit. I'll play without it and then come back to it later.
But I like the fact that both people don't have to be playing settlement mode at the same time. That's one thing I've noticed. There are times whenever I want to play legacy style stuff and actually have that housekeeping, that bookkeeping, and keeping track of what's going on with all my stuff. But my friends don't really want to do that. They're not as into it as me. So it lets me have my fun without stopping everybody having their fun of actually playing against each other, which is a very, very cool way to do it.
Absolutely. There's even more pieces like that. We have quest cards, which are just kind of things that you can do. It influences the game a little bit, but not too much. But again, I may be doing a quest, you may not.
Yeah.
And you'll be thinking, it's like those moments when you play online games and think, what's that guy doing? Why is he running around just with a knife? And then you go, oh, it's because there's an achievement to get later. So there's quest cards, which are linked as well, so you may have some that tell a story that way. And we do have plans for proper, full campaign box story, which
really
is much more story heavy, lots of discovery involved. So lots of levels of how much story you want to put in the game.
Right, well, quick question then. What are the options for people who want to jump into the game right now? Because I assume you're still on pre-order?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So it's basically the 2-player starter set, which is in PVC or resin. And the PVC starter set is 60 quid. So about $80 US.
That's not bad.
So, and that gives you 12 figures, so including the Deathclaw in PVC, which is a great figure.
I'm getting a close look. These things were the bane of my existence, and it looks like a Deathclaw to me. It looks like it's going to be terrifying on the tabletop. And let's get a close look at this guy. Look at how big he is. Fills the entire screen. And I like the fact that you've picked the pose where it's that moment just before it charges and ruins.
And he's got some interesting attacks, doesn't he? Yeah, he picks you up and throws you.
Well, as soon as I notice there's a Deathclaw about, I'm already too close, and I'm going the other direction, unless I have like a minigun or some form of laser Gatling gun or a fat man. Just something to say hello, goodbye, Mr. Deathclaw. I do not want to fight you today.
We've got a couple of bonuses as well. So if you pre-order in a retailer, you get the box which has the Alien Zeton in it as well.
I love it. Look at this little guy. Okay, so I'm going to say this now. Lloyd in our office has been looking to pick up Alien Greys for ages. He may be coming to raid these off you just because he has been looking to lay his hands on.
We've got some more coming later on as well.
Ooh, nice.
And so that's with retailers. So if you pre-order through your local retailer, you get the Alien Zeton. And if you pre-order through us, you get Nuka Girl. Obviously, this is a painted version.
Oh, that's lovely.
She comes with the Nuka Blaster.
Yeah, the Thirst Sapper,
Thirst Sapper.
So she's a fully playable character?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Of course, you can play her with any side. So.
Yeah, I like the fact that you've kind of taken that artwork from the game and just reworked it slightly into a really, really awesome looking miniature.
Yeah.
And beautiful paintwork. Who's your painter for this?
We have an in-house painter called Lewis, and then we've also used some sort of freelancers as well because there's been so much to paint. Now, and for those who are like, oh, but what if I want to order? I want Nuka Girl and I want to get it from my shop. Yeah. So we're swapping those around for the next wave. So if you only want to order from your shop, that's fine. Nuka Girl will be available for pre-orders for the next wave. So it's all good. So that's basically your starter set. We then have what's called Red Rocket.
So you may want to move the miniatures back. I do not want to damage these.
So if you know the Battle Systems guys,
yes,
who do the
Colin and his guys, they do fantastic work. Is this from them?
Yeah, so we teamed up with them to create the Red Rocket.
Oh yes. Can I open this? Is it
you can. Yeah. We can have this is the first actual official box opening.
Oh, I see.
So this comes with the whole neoprene mat of the Red Rocket.
All right, I'm going to have to go to the front camera for this one because this is pretty big. So if someone wants to grab a corner.
This is a 3x3 foot whole gaming table. So you've got this sort of concrete road, concrete area, so Red Rocket can sit here, or you can just use it as a general gaming area.
Fantastic. It's one thing I love seeing in the industry now is we have so many of these cool neoprene mats that give you an easy, epic backdrop to your games. I'll pop this down here on the floor beside me. And what else do we have here?
So inside you've got the whole Red Rocket components.
So this is all punch card with the Battle Systems clips that we all know and love.
It includes 3 rooms inside the Red Rocket. It's simplified from the actual map itself. And then we've done the resin components, because sometimes it's just the mixture of resin and card makes a real difference.
Well, we have our Red Rocket itself. I love the fact that you've done this particular 3D element because it's so iconic to the actual structure. And then what are the other lot?
And then you've got some gas pumps as well in resin. But the sort of thing that it really needed to be in resin to.
Yeah, I like the attention to detail on that, and the resin casting. The detail on this is gorgeous. For that care and attention to something so simple is really really beautiful to see.
Yeah. And we're doing, later on we're doing, because there's obviously lots of companies that make sort of very, very familiar Fallout era buildings. So we're going to do like little packs of resin, scenic fixtures, machinery. There's lots of stickers of posters from the Fallout universe that you can get to attach, because we know people are scratch building their own buildings or using their own stuff, so we want to make it easy, and we're going to focus on making some of the really iconic buildings in with Battle Systems or within card or resin sort of components. So we're going to be gradually building out the scenic side, and people are going crazy already in the community, building fantastic looking battle boards.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I mean, like myself and John, who you may know from the website as well, have actually currently been building 2 suits of T6 to Power Armor costumes. And I have a crazy idea, and I want to throw it out to the community to see what they think of it. I would love to play a game of this with both of us in the armor.
Sounds great.
I think it could be really quirky and really funny. What do you think, guys? Do you like the idea? All right, now, you guys do not just do Fallout. You have other games at the show as well. So what else can people come and check out this weekend?
Well, so the other thing that we are showing off is, bringing this up, is Fu Panda.
I put this...
this is only an empty box. But on the stand we actually have the whole game that's actually going to Kickstarter on the 12th of June. It's official. It's been a long time coming, but finally it's here. So this is basically... If you know games like Escape from the Temple, real-time dice rolling, but with miniatures, with tiles. So you are battling your way through various scenarios with Poe and the Furious Five. You're fighting Tai Lung and the Wolf Boss and the Wolf Minions, Swordsmen, Ninjas. And you're fighting your way through various stories in the Kung Fu Panda universe. So the base game includes something like 36 miniatures.
Nice.
And it's really, we're kind of really aiming it at sort of, mainstream tabletop audience. It's very accessible. It plays in like sort of 15 minutes because it's real time.
Yes.
So you've got a 1.5 minute stand timer that's counting down. So you've got literally you're rolling dice to move around to get the right combos of dice symbols, take out the bad guys, to open ancient gateways, to save the old lady and her melon cart. It's classic Kung Fu Panda storytelling. And the Kickstarter will also have the masters So Master Rhino, Master Ox, etc. Uguay, etc. And then we'll also be aiming to unlock the the characters from the extra movies. So Kung Fu Panda 2, Kung Fu Panda 3, Kai, the J Zombies, etc.
See, it's nice to have franchises whenever you pick up an IP like this, where you do have the opportunity to expand further into them. Actually, depending on how crazy your Kickstarter goes, you can maybe just go way further than you ever expected. Fingers crossed. You do well, which is always the way. But I love the idea of a Kung Fu Panda game. It's one of those franchises that I don't know why, but whenever I sat down to watch it, it just made me happy. And so seeing that come to the tabletop is great.
And it's a lot of great adult humour in it as well. It's obviously aimed at an adult and a kids audience.
Exactly.
So they've done a really good job. And over the last, we've been refining the game with the extra time it took for all the approvals. And so we're really happy. It's a really quick playing, fun, and I call it that geek mum and dad game, because it's a bit like Thunderbirds that we did with Matt Leacock. That it's it's a perfect game for your gaming group. But you can also crack it out with the kids as well, or mum and dad, and have a great experience that actually is a really cool tabletop game.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, so it is coming to Kickstarter. You have it here at the show
12th of June. You heard it here.
All right. Well, everybody, if you have been maybe tempted to actually bring yourself down to UK Games Expo, you can find the guys here in Hall 1. Do you know your stand number?
ID3.
ID3.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you don't just do Fallout or Kung Fu Panda. What other games can people come and check out? Do you have the demo set up, or are you focusing on these?
This is what we're focusing on. We've obviously got a lot of role-playing games. So we've got new Star Trek's been a big one. We've got new Star Trek books out, the Command book, Command Division, and the Beta Quadrant book. We've also got the Borg miniatures out, and the generic role-playing away team, which is sort of 6 different races, male and female versions. We've got the new City of Mist role-playing game. We've got the new Mechatron role-playing game from Mutant Year Zero by the Free League guys. We've also got Tales from the Loop here, and quite a huge selection of stuff. And I think some of the White Wolf team are going to be around. Obviously, talking about Vampire, which is I think going to be one of this year's like really gigantic releases.
Our buddy Chris Hadley from Darker Days Radio is dying to lay his hands on that.
There's some actually demos happening at the show as well. So, so that's really excited by that. But really big offering of role-playing games, and just excited to get people to try the proper narrative mode for Fallout for the first time.
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this game land on the tabletop. It's one of those franchises that I've been wanting to play and wanting to see make that crossover from the digital world to the tabletop world, and we are seeing so much more of that these days. And I mean, I'm sure you guys are probably in the background there looking at what IPs are out there we could maybe grab. Couldn't twist your arm on one, could I?
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's more coming later this year, but I mean, our goal is to get Fallout out first before we melt people's brains.
I don't know, because it's Fallout melting their brains. That might be a special rule, a weapon of some sort, maybe.
Well,
the Mesmatron.
Yes.
Yes.
In
fact, there's a question for doing the Fallout game. Have you been able to,
behemoth off while we're talking, so it's a really exciting model to see. This is insanely big.
This one may not fit under my camera, so I'll go to this. So this is one of your super mutant brutes,
just for scale. That's Soul Survivor.
So actually I'll
definitely
go in closer on this. So here he is, and this person comes up just over the knee. I remember the first time I found one of these in the game, it was a moment of, why is that rubble pal moving? That's not a rubble pal. I have a 10mm pistol. Gorgeous work. Guys, all I can say is I wish you the best of luck with this game. I really, really hope that everything goes great for you. And, eventually I want to get this across and get it onto the tabletop. I want to get a full-filmed demo game of this in our studio in Ireland.
Well, we've got a copy for you that's arrived this week, so it's going to be in the post soon. You can.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about for the show, for upcoming events that you're maybe going to be going to visit?
Well, we're at Gen Con next as well. I mean, that's our next big show. We've got
our American brothers and sisters out there, you will be able to actually get your look in at this as well.
And you'll be able to buy Fallout at Gen Con.
Okay, everybody, cross your fingers. Everybody on the internet right now. I need you to cross
so
your fingers.
that's the first time it will be officially available. If you've not pre-ordered it, of course, so you would have had it before then.
Yeah. Will you guys be up to Essen as well out in Germany?
Yeah, we'll be at Essen as well. Obviously, loads of Fallout stuff. I'm hoping that we'll have some of the Wave 2 stuff on show there as well, and more games being announced later this year. We've got a big new Acting Cthulhu game coming as well. Because of course we've got the Acting Cthulhu Tactics video game coming out later this year as well. Same guys that they're doing the Ogre miniatures video game. They did Cthulhu Wasteland turn-based game as well. All Rock Digital, so they're working on that for the end of the year. Give me on Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and Switch as well.
Fantastic.
So yeah, really cool stuff coming. So Acting Cthulhu is getting a lot of love because it's our own baby. It's obviously nice having fantastic licenses, but yeah, we've got our own baby to share the love with, and that's getting. We've got a new version of the Acting Cthulhu Skirmish rule set, miniatures game that's coming out as a free download, quick play set, and a massive new range of figures coming this summer. So we'll be back in touch to show you that.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming across the live stream today. Thank you for showing off some beautiful miniatures, teasing me with Kung Fu Panda. I'm just like, I want to play. Everybody, we will be back in about 15-ish minutes. Our next stream is going to be with the guys from Greater Than Games, so stay tuned. Also, make sure and check out the live blog that we're running this weekend, because we will have fantastic prizes up on the live, not live stream, the live blog, because we're not doing prizes on the live stream. We will move on here, and we will see you again very shortly.